familiar.
That's my only beef. That nigga got lazy with the science.
Yeah, his narratives is lazy. That's the only thing. Like, I fuck with the fact that he consistent, but it's like, nigga, you don't even be... Before, he was kind of like doing some good science. Now this nigga just fucking up art projects at this point. He's just on bullshit.
That shit today, like, I don't know what he heard about the 10 days. He totally fucked the 10 days lineup.
What's the 10 days?
Yesterday when I was in my messy room talking shit, and I said that I told Mandy she got 10 days because Mel going on vacation. So that was Saturday, you got 10 days, you got a week, 10 days, that tree gonna fall on you. Somehow he heard I told Mel to stay away for 10 days. It's like, dog, you just freestyle.
Oh, yeah.
You just trying to meet a quota at this point. Like, I miss Danny when his heart was in it.
Yeah, he getting lazy.
Yeah, Danny just doing whatever now.
He focusing on potting now.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true. That is true, actually.
The consensus, though, of this whole quote-unquote piecing up shit from people that we know in the industry, people we know in kind, both Emanny and Joe, I think, well, I know they've called me and said that basically you guys were just trying to rock me to sleep so that to put a pause on anything disparaging that I have to say about either one of you guys so you guys can make it to the next level. I'm just telling you what it is. That is
what's the next level? And me apologizing don't really do no benefit to me.
Well, not necessarily you, Emanny. They said that you was wanting to play for Joe because Joe would never be man enough to apologize for all of the things that he's done in his lifetime. So
I'll apologize. What have I done?
Y'all gotta go back and watch that episode because it's like
no. Y'all gotta stop stepping. Y'all gotta stop stepping on Joe.
See, Joe, you must.
Girl, be quiet and let these niggas have whatever they gonna have. This ain't the time. I'm sorry, Bray. I fuck with you, but give them 1 second.
Like, I don't say that because I'm tired of being accused of being a gaslighter. But when niggas be mad at me, I honestly don't know what niggas be mad at. I'm such an angel. What happened?
We're gonna leave it right there, Joe.
See what happens.
You can't say what he did?
No, in all honesty, it involves multiple people, so I don't think with respect to them, I'm gonna just leave that alone and one day, maybe privately. Or maybe not.
Okay.
So was your beef not with him, but just the situation?
It was a collective.
A Western beef.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that didn't really say much or nothing, but that
Did you have any more mess?
No, she said now it's not the time or the space. And as much as I'm with the shenanigans, now it's not the time.
And can I just say to clear this up, I do not have planned out conversations with Joe or anybody about what I'm gonna do. Typically, I end up doing shit, and I walk and see niggas, and niggas make fun of me for the shit that I do.
I think it's Joe came in the room that Danny and I was in. He was like, "Oh, me and RaQi don't have beef." Blah blah blah. He gave me a fake compliment, and then 2 days later, you came in with the apology. So the general consensus was that was the setup.
Yeah, but I apologized way before that on Twitter and everywhere else.
You apologized, Floyd.
And for me, Danny is too stupid to comprehend what I be saying sometimes. I was saying you don't have a beef with me to counter your weeks and weeks and weeks of lying about beef that you have with me.
I'm lying about beef with you, Joe.
Dog.
You know what it is?
Do you know how many lies I've heard you say in the past, however many weeks, but I just let it go because adult.
Say that again? I missed that.
I said, do you know how many lies I've heard you say in these spaces regarding me, but I just let it go because adult.
Like?
RaQi, you didn't get me on. All right, where you want to start? Come on, all right, I'll give you a little light one. Why are you telling people that you got me on Love and Hip Hop?
I did not?
No.
Joseph, buddy.
I will call Mona Scott Young right now. No.
Here's the thing. One thing for sure, me and Mona have not been on good terms since Love. Also, let's be very clear. You're also the commodity here. You've done multiple seasons, and I'm sure she's God willing, you would go on again. So
so scratch Mona Scott Young.
Did I or did I not? Was I or was I not the first there to interview? The show was going to be based on me, Tahiri, and someone else. And then I brought your name up 20,000 fucking times in the interview because I said, fuck it, let me bring my bestie on with me. You and I, this whole plan together, and then you flipped on me and...
RaQi, let me just tell you.
Just so you came in after, your interview was maybe 4 or 5 days after mine.
Your version...
It only made sense for you to come on because it was me, you, and T.
Your version of things could not be further from the truth. Honestly, that's revisionist history. So yes. Wait, let me come on. Or you go and I'll wait.
No. You go ahead.
Yes. You were interviewed before me. And then I got a call to be interviewed. I was always in the plan. And of course they asked you about me in your interview with them knowing that I was in the plan. That is how Love and Hip Hop interviews are done.
I want to be very clear. They never asked jack shit about you because T was there, who didn't have anything to do with you for a couple of years before we even filmed the show.
RaQi, you would be naive to think that Mona Scott Young did not have plans on doing some bullshit with Tahiri and myself, knowing that nobody spoke to Tahiri in years.
No, I'll tell you who it was. I think you know. Tahiri, someone with the initial E, and someone with the initial F. That was the actual storyline, which I think would have been much more closer to the truth, because we know the whole triangulation, love triangle shit is the furthest thing from the truth. Can we agree about that now, finally, 12 years later?
I don't know what love triangle you're referring to.
Oh, and there it is.
There was never any depiction of a love triangle.
Joseph Budden, I applaud you. This is the most honest shit you have ever said. I
don't get it. There's never been a love triangle with me, you, and Shorty.
Thank you. I swear.
You've been telling that little lie about how you and Shorty.
Want to finish with the first one?
All right, you go ahead.
No. The first one was, so you're saying that I did not bring you on Love and Hip Hop, although I was interviewed first, although I was supposed to be on season 1, season 2, then season 3. And the only reason why I took season 3 is because the dynamics of radio changed with cameras being there. They never asked me a singular question about you. I brought you up because I know the basis of the show is love and hip hop. I knew for a fact I wasn't bringing a love on the show.
RaQi, I'm telling you that you and I were mere cogs in the grand.
With Tahiri 2 days before filming.
Okay, well, let me stop you. I'm not having no conversation with Shorty. I'm talking to you here now. I'm not even sharing the same air in a room.
I understand that. So, which is crazy to me because that's how I thought you felt about her back then, but then you flipped it on me. I was like, whoa, where are we going, sir? I thought you did not fuck with her. And
that's where some of the hurt comes from with you.
Look at this.
You got to start acknowledging where the hurt comes from and say, yo, this nigga hurt me, versus all of this other shit that be being said. It's cool to just be like, yo, I fucked with a nigga. He fucked me. I never got closure. I tried to fuck him back, and that's it.
Let's be clear for the morons who don't understand.
Yes, not physically fucked.
Thank you,
everyone. They that's not what we're talking about.
Thank you. So 2 things can be true at once. Yes, I completely felt like you fucked me over, and I never got closure for that. But also, to sit on stage and say that I lied about certain things, I'm going to make very clear. I had a conversation with Shorty. We'll call her Shorty, right, for your benefit, 2 days before filming. And her question is, RaQi, why in the fuck would you bring him on this show? I'm trying to move on with my life. I want all complete separation from him and all of these things. I tell her the same exact thing I'm telling the room now. Girl, I'd rather this with the bestie than someone try to put a body on me or any other situation. I said, what is the beef? Do we have any issues? She said, RaQi, I know you never fucked Joe, and I know you never wanted to fuck Joe, but this shit is going to go left. I said, it might, but we're working. She said, okay, let's put it on the table. What are the deal breakers? I said, don't ever, ever open your mouth to talk about my family or my child in any way, shape, or form. That is all that I ask.
Okay, so I'm not going to call you a liar, but all right, so you're running a double play. You're running a double play, and that's your problem. You're always looking for a play. Because I had no idea that conversation was taking place. And since we're talking about friendship, why would you not say that that conversation is taking place while we having think tanks about how we're going to approach this fucking show? And this is ages ago, but I mean, a spade is a spade.
This is very, very important. It's important for me.
It's important for you. I mean, I try to erase this from my fucking catalog. But I mean, we can.
Yeah, because you were able to gain trajectory off of a show that I helped get you on off of you betraying me for the very shorty who you want nothing to do with, who you wanted nothing to do with then, but you flipped the script and became her favorite. That's my wife. That's the closest thing to
RaQi, if you got a short-term memory for some of this stuff, you would be
now
able to
you're going
gain
for
the
the
same
long
momentum.
You're doing what Joe does when I'm getting points.
Go ahead.
Take it back. No, you go ahead.
I'm saying, if you had a short-term memory with some of these things that are like irrelevant in the grand scheme and inconsequential, I believe that you would make those same strides. You just stuck on something that don't really matter. But that has always been your thing.
It does matter. It does matter. And you projecting the betrayal that you put on me and saying that I would do it to you, you're absolutely wrong. I didn't do it to you then. I still won't do it to you now, because if I wanted to, I would air your ass the fuck out.
Oh, bitch, your middle name is Betrayal.
Oh, now it's Betrayal. Look, you know what?
No, it's not an evil bitch.
Okay.
We were getting somewhere. Come on.
It was a sassy joke.
That was a sassy, friendly bitch. That was a friendly bitch. Hold on. It was a Z-snap bitch. Let's remember that. All right. But we'll take it back. Let's remove the bitch from the conversation.
Be able to move forward, RaQi?
Okay, somebody bring me back, because I just got triggered a little bit. So bring me back to where I was. Anyone? Shut the fuck up.
Well, the last thing I remember being said is that your middle name is Betrayal.
Which was a stab for no reason, because I'm not stabbing you in. He projected that
I'm not trying to stab. I'm not here to stab. I don't. That's not how I want to come off. My point is, on a personal level, me and you don't never have to speak or fuck with each other. I don't think that negates my opinion that you could, in fact, get something shaken. I meant what I said in that room with you and Dan. Hey, I like hearing y'all's over here. Like, you could get something shaken, but all that love and hip hop shit, bah humbug. All of the fucking Joe did this, Joe did that.
Oh, I thought he was gonna walk it down. If you want to sweep it under the rug, that's cool too.
I don't want to sweep it under the rug. I'm speaking about the momentum and traction part. That's it. I'm not saying, hey, forget all this stuff. I'm just saying one don't really have to have nothing to do with the other. You just make them all in the same gumbo.
No, I don't agree. But let's just go the 2 points that you made. One, you assumed that there was a storyline that none of us knew about, that they were playing mind games. I was under, I'll use assumption, although to me it still stands as fact. The storyline was supposed to be something totally opposite of you, me, and Tahiri. I flipped the script on them. It's like, this is how I'm going. This is how I'm running my show. It made perfect sense for it to be me, you, and her. Once the show started, I think it was no more than 24 fucking hours later, it went from you being, quote unquote, and I know you'll step on that as you have before, the bestie, to, all right, it's
productive mess. So that's good. It really just sounds like. I mean, I feel like RaQi, you kind of already admitted to, like, yeah, you were hurt at a certain point, and then it just triggered down to like a spiral. Because even after being hurt that one time, you guys still ended up being cool again.
We had, I think, another 10 years of friendship, and there's been things that he likely won't remember if I bring up to. So we'll leave it at that. But I've forgiven multiple times throughout our quote unquote friendship.
Can we do this? Because I want to move forward, and I don't want to make this a whole thing. Is there a possible way for both parties, and I think Joe has probably already acknowledged it, but I'll just say both parties anyway. Is it just a way for both of y'all to just acknowledge the friendship didn't pan out the way you guys would have liked it, and that's just it, and everyone can move on and not have to speak on each other anymore? Like, is that possible after all of this? Is it possible for people not to feel like you're using whatever information that you say you have as a ploy to gather in ears? Just move on without having to involve each other into any more speaking? That possible?
That just fed right into what I told you. Everyone was calling me saying that this was an entire setup to silence me for another 10 years so that Joe can evolve to the next.
But silence you, it's not so much silence you, because even in the silencing, you've kind of like you've done a lot of. Well, I'm just not going to speak on that. That's just for me. Like, so at this point, if there's nothing to speak on,
damage done on both sides.
Okay, cool. And I think it's okay to acknowledge that. But if both parties have hurt each other, is it okay with just saying that and then moving forward to where that doesn't have to consistently be a thing every time something comes up? Is it a lifelong vendetta just because you were hurt in a friendship?
Danny, you closing that August strong, man. Nigga, Danny got about 3 weeks in this motherfucker, boy. I be trying to not give him that.
Oh, nah, Danny.
Nah, he might be lit till Halloween, nigga.
Nah, he eating it.
He got a bunch of kids on this.
Nah, I ain't gonna hold you.
All the boys eating
Click
it.
Nation, they got y'all.
Yeah.
All
Stupid ass.
They got y'all.
It's Emanny's sensitive ass, man.